What's going on, agents? ASCII Adam here. Before I get started, I'd like to give a shout out to my fellow service members and veterans. Thank you so much for your service. We love you. Also, if you're feeling suicidal, please get help. Call a friend, call a family member, call the National Suicide Hotline, message me, whatever you need to do to get well. Alright, so I made a video earlier today about sniper turrets doing 1 million per shot, and I've had comments telling me how it works and, telling me that it's not a bug, it's the way that it's supposed to be. I had not read the patch notes completely, so that's my bad, but the way the patch notes word it, it doesn't actually work that way either. So I thought I'd go through the 3 ways that the way it shows on the PTS, the way that it's worded on the patch notes, and then actually how it works. So on the PTS, there are 3 talents. Energy Infusion being the most important one that we're going to talk about today. Doesn't even have any wording on the PTS. So I'm going to skip the elementary gadgetry because that's fine. As far as I can tell, it's working. And charge proxies I don't really care about right now either. I just want to talk about the Energy Infusion. So on the patch notes, what Energy Infusion says, it says whenever you apply a status effect, your gloves become infused with that for 60 seconds. While infused, you gain 10% skill damage, 10% skill healing and repair, and 10% skill duration for each utility, yellow battery on your gear. So when I read that, my brain says, it says nowhere in there that the enemy has to be status affected. It says when you apply a status effect, your gloves become infused. You become infused with it, not the enemy. While infused, you gain that 10% skill damage, 10% healing and repair, and 10% skill duration for each yellow. So on this build, it would be 120%. Now, the way that this actually works right now on the PTS, you do not gain the extra damage for 60 seconds. The only time you get extra damage is when the enemy is status affected. So if I go ahead and before I kill myself, I'm going to do this right the first time. I'm going to plop my turret down, and then I'm going to burn these enemies. And what you're going to see is 51,000. That one's not on fire. 54,000. But as you can see, the ones that were not on fire, I get no bonus from. Now, one thing I did notice is that I have to remove the gloves and put them back on to get the infusion. So just for the sake of doing it correctly, now I am infused. 50,000. 26,000. Now tell me if I'm wrong, but the way that that's worded makes me think that you're supposed to have that bonus for the whole time, the whole 60 seconds while you have the infusion buff. So anyway, that is what I wanted to talk about today because my last video, I got quite a few comments saying this is the way it's supposed to work this way, and I agree with all of you. I did not read the patch notes completely, and I missed the part where it said you're supposed to have a 60-second buff. But as I try to explain now, it's still not working the way that it's saying it's supposed to work on the patch notes. Alright, thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed today's content, please like and subscribe and check out my other videos. Have a great day.